After 2 regular army.
Lieutenant!
Well, we've been over this. That sniper barely missed you back on the beach. Until the mission is over, there'll be no more saluting or signs of rank.
I'm in charge here, Medier!
Do you wish to interrogate the prisoners?
No, they're beat. Why they look so sullen. You're wondering why we haven't killed them yet. There's no greater shame than being taken prisoner.
Yet this golden boy actually seems to know what he's doing.
あなた方の階層と名前を名乗ってください。
第44大部隊所属兵だ。
キスマ何様だと思ってるんだ。
See that, boys? He slapped that Jap right upside the head.
It was merely to remind him of his place. His shame was the tone of voice that he used with a superior. I respect the Japanese, Corporal.
Respect, we're here to kill the sons of bitches.
Do you know why we're fighting the Japanese, Private?
With respect, sir, these bastards attacked Pearl Harbor.
And why did they attack Pearl, Private?
Because they hate the US of A and our way of life.
They attacked the U.S. because we cut off their oil. What would we do if another country denied us the gas to run our cars?
Ah, Phelps. I was just discussing with Finbar here how well you were doing. Have a seat.
Yeah, it's my real name. And you can just forget all about it.
You boys have a new case. A poor Hispanic woman murdered near City Hall and left lying naked in an alleyway.
Another naked woman, sir?
Yes. We seem to have had quite a run of them since the Dahlia fiend first struck.
Phelps is politely trying to hint that he thinks the Mendez case is hokey.
Well, young Phelps, you win some and you lose some in police work.
You're happy with the Mueller case, sir?
Over the moon, boys! The DA couldn't be more pleased with the evidence, the witness, and the lack of an alibi. Now, get out there and catch me another sinner.
Alright everybody, welcome back to LA Noire. Starting our next case, there's our destination. Doesn't look very far away.
You have the address?
It's the alley off Aliso between Los Angeles and Alameda.
You're kidding. The next one will be opposite Central Station.
Count yourself lucky, Phelps. Most guys would kill to land a case so close to their desk.
Yeah. It means they can pop in to hit the office supply of hooch whenever they need it.
You know, that ain't a bad idea. That is not a bad idea at all, Phelps. Straight on.
Calling all cars. Citizen reports officer needs help. Shots fired. Officer down. 6.
Alright, let's look and see where it is. Oh, way too far away. Sorry.
In Lindley Place. 6th Street in Lindley Place. Unit to handle code 3. Identify. Continue to respond, sir.
Alright, so I guess we can go right here.
Detectives, they're ready to start the show. I'll take you through.
Oh boy.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Brothers, Baker.
Cause of death is pretty apparent. We thought we'd best wait for you. When you're ready.
Alright, so Kiss the Blood BD written on the torso of the victim, ligature strangulation, cut on the cheek.
Lacerations on the neck would indicate a great deal of force.
I don't know, that looks like maybe a wire. Strangulation. A lot of wounds on the arm.
Another wedding ring torn from the finger. No skin under the fingernails.
Only 21 years old. But why the library card? Did he want us to find it?
All right. Half of a library card. Back in the olden days, kids, you used to have a library card to get books out of the library before the internet. That way they could track you down if you kept your books.
Kiss the blood, BD.
I'm a germaphobe, BD, so I'm not going to kiss the blood.
The evidence in the Mueller case was solid. I'm not convinced about Mendez.
The best way to get away with murder is to pin it on somebody else. I'll bet a month's salary this is a copycat.
Strangled, battered,
Yeah. We know the M.O. So does every jerk who kills his wife and girlfriend looking for a way out. I've spoken to Brown. He still believes the Dahlia perp has medical experience.
4 women, all murdered, all put on display, all with messages.
Mueller had no message. Look, Phelps, this is getting us nowhere.
Anything for us to go on, Mal?
Head injuries from contact with road, bruising from a small man's shoe, further blunt force trauma to the occipital region at the base of the skull. Could have been fatal, but clear signs of strangulation would seem to rule it out.
Lipstick appears to be a similar color to the other cases. I'll see if I can nail down a brand.
All right. Well, I guess we can go look for other evidence here. A woman's stocking.
If she took a blow to the head like the others, she was probably unconscious when strangled.
I just don't think that's the item that strangled her. She had those really deep cuts on her neck. But what do I know? I didn't write the plot of the video game. Let me use my intuition here to look for clues. All right, so there are 4 clues left. Here's some right here. Big blood trail. I guess I didn't need intuition to see that. And then Rusty, of course, is going to the clues before us, so...
Phelps, you'll want to come and take a look at this.
All right, a woman's hat, battered with blood.
Antonia. Huh. Same as the library card.
So that's probably this woman's name, as opposed to a brand name. Where's Rusty going now? Oh, the blood trail continues. Uh-oh. Did I pass a clue here? Well, there's no noises. Oh, that blue dot is Rusty. Never mind. All right, so here's some blood splatter on the wall. Woman's shoe here. That wasn't it.
Proximity to the scene, plus the bloodstains. No way is this coincidence.
All right, so we got some spatter on the wall here. Maybe this is cast off from a blow to the head or something. I mean, this is an enormous crime
On
scene.
it goes.
Did you see the glint over there on that orange thing right there? So maybe this is a piece of this woman's jewelry.
We kept the area pristine for you boys. Let's check it out.
What is this? Never mind. That's nothing. A key.
House keys strung up like bait on a hook.
You know, I think the killer enjoys the cat and mouse. He's leading us somewhere with this extremely long blood trail and the salting of clues here and there.
You think he's trying to lead us somewhere?
Probably all the way to City Hall, that brazen son of a bitch.
Here's something right here.
That's got to be a code or a cipher.
Well, I don't know Braille, but that looks like the markings on dice 253, which is the area code for Tacoma, Washington. That probably doesn't have anything to do with it, but we'll keep this in mind for later. Alright, where does the blood go? Rusty is looking up. Let's go up the... Oh, there's blood right there. Well, let's go up the fire escape.
Where are you taking us?
Now, Antonia could not have made this mark. It's a good thing Cole Phelps works out a lot. Alright, pigeon coop. Let's, here's the blood leading to the coop. Mrs. A. Maldonado, Antonia Maldonado, delivered by hand. I think that's what the by hand reference refers to. So maybe that's a notation of some sort.
Empty. Where is all of this meant to be taking us?
In theory, nowadays, you'd be wearing gloves.
Clearly wants us to find these things. He's left them for us.
There you go, Phelps. We got a new M.O. I told you it wasn't our guy.
Or he might just be getting more confident.
Alright, here's the blood. And some more right here. And I saw another glint on the ground over here. Makeup case.
Enameled and gold-plated. This was precious to her.
Okay, blood keeps going. Near that pipe. We're going up the wall. Now again, there's no way this woman left that blood splatter there, so he's got to be using something to smear the blood, which means he had to either soak the item in her blood or maybe drain some of her blood into a container. He had a lot of time to do all this. Alright, here's another glimmer.
Pulled from the finger and hung up here. What's the significance?
I don't think there is any. He's leading us somewhere. That's just another breadcrumb. Over the wall here. Here's the bucket of the blood and the paintbrush.
Looks as though the killer was decorating with this.
And the woman's purse.
Son of a bitch wants her identified. Mrs. Antonia Maldonado, 712 North Hill Street, downtown.
I think that's the same Hill Street from Hill Street Blues. That used to be a TV show. All right. Well, that's disturbing. All right, I think I'm going to make Rusty drive there.
You know the way. You can drive.
It was Mrs. Maldonado, right?
That's affirmative.
All right, so then there's a husband we should be looking for. Get him, we've closed the case.
Rusty's razor, of course. I don't want to question your tried and tested techniques, Detective Galloway. But doesn't the DA require sound casework before he'll close the book?
Not if he's got a confession. And, you know, there's ways of getting those.
I'm sure.
Back in the old days, just beat him with a phone book. All right, here is her residence. Looks like a boarding house. 35 cents for a room. Rent went up a little bit.
Wait just a moment. I'm sorry. Can I help you?
LAPD, ma'am. Detective Phelps and Galloway. Does Mrs. Maldonado live here?
Yes, she does. I'm Mrs. Barbara LaPente, the owner of this boarding house. Is there a problem?
I'm afraid so, ma'am. Do you mind if we come in? Is there somewhere we can discuss this?
Of course. Follow me through to the parlor.
The parlor.
Wipe your feet as you come in, detectives.
Wipe your feet,
This
Rusty. Oh, how nice.
Mrs. Maldonado was found dead this morning.
Dead? Oh, no. She can't be.
I'm afraid she was murdered, ma'am. We need to take a look at her things.
I can't believe it. A person seems so alive, and then they're gone. Antonia's room is upstairs, last door on the left.
Thank you. We'll be back shortly.
All right, up the stairs we go. Oh, whoops. For some reason, I thought there was a way out over there. All right, here we are. Okay, look at the window.
Look at that. Someone's turned the place over.
So this is an extension of that crime scene right now? Or another crime scene?
The smashed window explains why the place looks tossed.
You know, there's glass inside, but yeah, look through the window, you can see that poker. We're going to have to recover that later.
You know how I feel about windows, Phelps.
All right, Phelps will recover it right now. All right. That's not a poker.
So someone broke in using this thing instead of a crowbar. Wonder where it was taken from.
That is a picket from a fence. And obviously not from around here. Because there is no fence like that. But there is a nice car we could drive. All right, looking around the bedroom. Here's another letter. Petition.
Okay, we have an address.
Court case scheduled. So that's from a lawyer. Presumably this is a divorce proceeding.
The charm bracelet wasn't among the crime scene evidence.
All right, so there's a missing piece of jewelry. This is probably the wedding photo between her and her husband. So, you know, that's why she had to turn face down and that relationship went south. All right, I think we're done in here. For some reason, I thought it played a little tune when you finished finding all the clues, but it hasn't been doing that for a while, so.
We have some questions, ma'am, if you're up to it.
Yes, Detective. I'll do my best.
All right, ask about possible suspects.
Do you have any idea who might have wanted to hurt Mrs. Maldonado?
That rat of her husband, Angel. She was serving him divorce papers.
If I killed every wife that served me papers, I'd be a mass murderer.
Are you being flippant, young man?
No, ma'am.
Just truthful. She's maintaining a lot of eye contact, pretty steady gaze. We'll go good cop.
What can you tell us about Angel Maldonado?
She married him when she was 17. He was cruel to her, very cruel. She was a good girl, little on the religious side, but a good girl.
Okay, movement of the victim.
What time did Antonia go out yesterday?
She left around 9.
Do you know where she went?
No, I have no idea. She was a good girl, but she didn't confide in me.
And the gaze tells all. She's looking down. So we're going to go bad cop.
A nosy old hag like you knows everything about the people who live under the roof. Where did she go?
I think she went to a bar. She's been drinking quite a lot lately.
This bar have a name?
El Dorado Bar. It's a Latino place on North Los Angeles Street.
That's only a couple of blocks from where we found the body.
All right, evidence of a break-in.
You've had a break-in?
No, that can't be true.
All right, well, we know that's not true because we found the broken window.
You're being economical with the truth, Mrs. Lepenti. What do you have to hide?
I have no idea what you are talking about.
So Antonia lost her keys and used an iron bar to jimmy the back window?
I heard a noise in the early hours of the morning. I thought it might be a raccoon at the milk bottles. It'd be very bad for business if this news got out. I have a reputation to protect.
All right, and we can ask her about the breakdown of the marriage.
Antonia and her husband were estranged?
Yes. She moved here after she separated from her husband 2 months ago.
But Antonia still wore a wedding ring?
She wore the wedding ring and a necklace. She always wore a religious necklace. That's about all of her jewelry.
Notice how she looked away during that answer? And she's got like a smirk on her face, and now she's looking down and around. She knows more than she's willing to tell here.
What about her bracelet?
I don't know anything about a bracelet.
You don't know anything about a bracelet. How about this bracelet?
In her wedding photo, she's displaying a charm bracelet.
That thing? She never wore it. He gave it to her. She always kept it in that wooden jewelry box.
Thanks, ma'am. You've been very helpful.
Pay a call to that husband of hers. Lock him up and throw away the key.
Rusty approves.
We can either front Angel, seeing as the finger's pointing right at him, or we could check out the El Dorado bar.
All right, I think we should go to Angel's house. Oops. Where is our police car? Let me look at the map. Huh. All right. Not that far away. Can't get out that way. Oh yeah, we can.
Nosy old hag? Ah! And I thought I was coming on strong with the ex-wise line.
Sometimes you have to be firm to get the information you need.
God damn it, ain't that the truth?
How about we drop in on the husband instead? See if your gut is right.
I'll take a bar over a husband every day of the week. Take the next left.
And he means the straight ahead
Was there
left.
anything to the divorce angle?
I've been through 3, but after a while, it was my the experience.
I really...
Angel, he's a young Latino man. It would hurt his sense of who he is. He'd see himself as a failure. A woman taking control over his life?
Then she fronts him and he snaps. Works for me. That makes Angel a killer as well as a piece of shit.
I really do not like how the police radio talks over the dialogue. At all. I wish they would have prevented that. Alright. I think he lives in this house right here. Alright. Oh, whoops. No, no, no. Here you go. I don't see Maldonado on here. Nope, no Maldonado. All right. Let's keep going.
Phelps, this could turn ugly. Forget about knocking. Let's take our boy by surprise.
Hey, what the fuck?
LAPD, motherfucker, you're under arrest. I got 100 pounds for your wife.
Now look, I don't want no trouble. I got nothing to say to you.
All right, we took care of that.
Damn, they got some decent shots in there. Cop these sons of bitches, Phelps.
LAPD, you two are under arrest. Call for some backup, Finbar.
Galloway, badge number 564. I need a prowl car at the apartment building 330 North Hill Street. 2 suspects need transporting to Central.
Your wife has been murdered, Angel.
Antonia? Oh God, no!
Where were you last night, Angel?
I was here with my brother the whole night, God damn it! You think I could kill my own wife?
Should get the whole place going over. Then talk to the neighbors.
Sounds like a plan. Hey, my hat's back on.
And Phelps, I don't care that you just got smacked in the head. You don't call me Finbar.
This doesn't pertain to the case.
All right.
Just picked fruit market. I wonder if Angel gets all his groceries from this place.
Is that cognac? VSOP?
The El Dorado. Must be a family favorite.
And now we know the address. Those cigarettes in that ashtray had lipstick on them, I think. Angel doesn't love his wife as much as he wants to pretend he does. A lot of blood on that shirt.
This will take some explaining.
All right.
Maybe one of the neighbors took notice of Angel's movements. He's got no alibi. He's toast.
I think that is a clue to go interrogate the neighbors. A plate in the bedroom? Come on, Finbar, get out of the way.
What do you want?
LAPD. We're making some inquiries.
Make it quick. I work nights.
So you weren't home last night?
No, I was at work.
You know nothing about Mrs. Maldonado fighting with her husband?
Those two? They're always screaming the place down.
Thanks.
All right.
No good. Nobody here.
Sorry about that. I'm playing with my kids.
LAPD. Were you here last night?
Yeah. My wife and I are separated, and I had the kids last night. I put them to bed early and went to bed myself.
Thanks.
All right, last one.
Hello.
LAPD, ma'am. Did you hear a disturbance last night?
Yes. Yes, I did. Mrs. Maldonado lit out of here and her husband ran out after her.
You saw this, Miss?
Aranda. I had the door open a crack.
Did you see Mr. Maldonado come back inside after he ran out?
No. I didn't.
Thanks. We'll be in touch.
I kept thinking you were going to call that one a nosy old hag too, Phelps. Well executed restraint.
I'm executing restraint right now, Finbar.
The hired help at the El Dorado might have seen the broad the night she died. Maybe the regulars too. You should check it out.
Rusty needs a drink. All right, so it doesn't look good for Angel, that's for sure. Although his reaction, not really the reaction you would have expected from someone who knows his wife is dead. Just saying. Where's our car?
KGPL, 11 King, over.
11K, Captain Donnelly and Detective Sergeant Phyllis Brown urgently request your presence at Central. A new letter has been found.
11K, en route.
All right, so we're going to Central.
Take the next right.
Another letter? I thought the letter was from a nut.
These letters, Brown and Hanson believe they are genuine. From him.
Now we sent another.
You know, I really hate this fuck. This Black Dahlia guy. Have you seen the body? The fucking case just gnaws away at your guts. Hollywood. Every prom queen from every fucking hick town in America turns up here. Where do they end up? Gutted on the fucking sidewalk.
The captain is waiting for you downstairs with Pinker.
Thanks, Sarge.
The bum took a swipe at me.
I heard he's an honest cop. Now there's an oxymoron for you.
Let's see what they have to say.
Boys, come on in. Phelps, have you met Finis Brown?
Pleased to meet you, sir. This information is confidential and doesn't leave this room.
The new letter was left in the back seat of a cab. The driver thinks it was put through the window and not left by a customer.
We're checking all the spares back 24 hours regardless.
Good.
Like the previous letters, it's been assembled from headlines and typed from the Times and Examiner, then glued to an envelope.
What is the other note?
This one? That's also new. A poem, hand-typed.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Go ahead. We've been over both documents pretty carefully. They've been wiped with gasoline, so there's no chance of prints.
That's the message from the Celine Henry case.
Have changed my mind. You would not give a square deal. FUBD Tex.
Heap upon thy soul by virtue of this curse.
That's why we called you in.
You think it's original?
Not unless he's a genius.
You like this nutjob's poem?
No, I like Shelley. It was written at least 100 years ago.
Shelley. Sure, I knew that.
You see, Finis? I told you this lad was a bright boy.
Sure, but what has it got to do with the case?
Prometheus Unbound. Prometheus was a titan, a superhuman character who defied the gods to bring fire to humanity.
The Dahlia guy believes he's Superman.
Your guess is as good as mine. One thing for sure is that he's educated. What about the link to the Henry case?
He could have got the wording from the papers. As you said, he is fiendishly clever and takes pleasure in taunting us. What's happening with the Maldonado case?
We have the husband in custody. We haven't interviewed him yet.
Well, upstairs then, lads, and see if we can break him.
All right. So the admin doesn't want this to be a serial killer. I totally understand that, but the evidence is pointing to it. Shelley, the reference is to Percy Bysshe Shelley. I think he was an English poet, obviously, a long time ago.
Goddamn right.
Not very familiar with a lot of his work. Dr. Seuss, on the other hand, I know that shit all over the place.
Improved your attitude, Angel?
What do you want me to say? I was with Antonia the night she died, but she left the apartment, and that was the last time I saw her.
Sad sack, Angel Maldonado. All right, let's ask him at his last contact with the victim.
So your wife paid you a visit last night. What time was that?
Late, around midnight, maybe? She didn't stay long.
Okay, so that's not true based on what we heard from the neighbor. You know, we've got right down at the bottom here, the last thing we got, the alibi of the husband. He pursued her from the apartment building. So we're going to accuse.
You're lying, Angel. You went after her. I think you killed her.
You're out of your mind. My brother will tell you I was at home.
Your brother. Not a very good alibi source.
We have a witness who confirms that you were arguing, that your wife ran out, that you followed her and didn't come back.
I know this looks bad, but it's not true. We argued, all right? But she went out and I went out after her and she jumped in a car on the corner.
There was a car waiting for her? Can you describe the driver?
Not the driver. It was too dark. But the car, it was a brown Ford Coupe.
All right, there's a vehicle to look for. Let's ask about divorce proceedings.
You and your wife weren't getting along. She was divorcing you. Is that why you killed her?
We fought, yeah, but we weren't getting a divorce.
Okay, that's also a lie.
I don't believe you, Angel. She'd been granted a decree nisi. She pushed you too far and you lashed out.
I told you, I wouldn't accept a divorce.
I don't know what a decree nisi means, but we do have a letter from this attorney.
The judge had set a date. You were going to be paraded in front of the whole city for your cruelty to her, Angel.
Antonia. Oh, Jesus. She came in drunk, out of her mind. She doesn't normally drink. She was looking around in her bag. Said she wanted to serve me papers. Me, her own husband. So I slapped her down. She ran out. That's the truth.
What size shoe do you wear, Angel?
Size 8. What difference does that make?
I find it deeply ironic that if this is all a conspiracy to frame all these other people, he managed to randomly find tons of women whose husbands all wear a size 8 shoe. Either that, or maybe in the 50s and the 40s when this is taking place, size 8 was the most common shoe size. I don't know enough about shoes to know. You know who would know? Al Bundy would know.
When we found your wife, her jewelry had been removed. Was she wearing her religious medallion last night?
Sure. She always wore that.
All right, he is leaning back. His arms are crossed in front of him. That's bad. But he's maintaining eye contact here. I don't think there's a lot to lie about here, so I'm going to go with good cop.
What about the charm bracelet? Was she wearing that?
You know about that? She never wore it. She didn't like the message. She kept it locked up in that box of hers.
I think more it's like she didn't like you. All right, let's ask him about the bloody shirt in his kitchen.
Your wife has been brutally murdered. So how do you explain your shirt being covered in blood?
You found that? I cut myself shaving.
He says you found that like he couldn't believe we saw it. It was in the middle of your house on the wall. I'm going to use my intuition here. He's maintaining good eye contact, but I don't necessarily believe him. All right, we'll go bad cop.
Angel, I'm not going to waste any more time on this. Give me something or I'm going to have you charged.
My brother, Hippolyta, he said some bad things about Antonia last night. So I had to sock him one. We got into it.
Keep talking.
She said she came from the El Dorado bar.
And?
It's not one of my places. We used to buy fruit at the market down the street. But the creep there was always running his eyes all over my wife.
What's the name of this fruit market?
Just picked fruit. Ord Street downtown.
One last question, Angel. Do the words kiss the blood mean anything to you?
No. Sounds sick to me.
You're not in the clear by any means, Angel. You're going back into a cell. You should think about whether you have anything else you need to share with us.
All right, so Angel said, he said he didn't go to bars, so that wasn't their kind of place, but there was a matchbook on the counter in his kitchen that we found, so that's odd. You know, maybe his estranged wife was smoking. That's where the lipstick and the cigarettes and the matchbook came from before they got into a fight or whatever. That's certainly plausible if she came from there. So we'll just have to see how it goes. We're going to go to the bar and see what we can find there. Oops. And we're going the wrong way. And I think I'm going to have Finbar drive. That's got to be a very uncommon name.
Can you drive to this one?
You don't think it's strange that all these murders are happening to girls who've been out drinking?
No, no. A broad drinks, she gets a bit tight, she starts mouthing off. This leads to that, and she ends up in an alleyway. It's a sad story, but this town's seen it play out 1,000 times, Cole.
Why don't you want to see a connection here?
Because there are perfectly good real-life suspects for every one of these murders. We don't need to go looking for the monster under the bed.
And that's why it's so hard to catch a serial killer who's operating this way. He's going out to bars, he's finding an intoxicated victim. You know, stuff happens.
What can I get you?
LAPD. Detectives Phelps and Galloway.
Diego Aguilar. How can I help?
You worked the bar last night?
Yeah. Me and a temp guy from the agency.
Did you have a woman in here last night? 21 years old, Hispanic, drinking heavily?
We have a lot of ladies like that in here. But yeah, I know who you mean. Antonia Maldonado. What did she do?
She was murdered last night.
Oh, shit.
Do you know her well? Was she a regular?
Hell no. She was good and tight last night, complaining about her old man. It's a story you get used to working in a bar. She was so hammered last night, she left a letter on the bar. I'll show you.
And these might be the divorce papers. Again, Angel Maldonado by hand.
Taking me to Palm Springs for the weekend.
Divorce papers? Did you open them?
No need to. She was shouting about it and waving the letter around. Said she was going to show him.
Probably got drunk to work up the courage to confront her husband. But that's what apparently I don't think the wife has to serve the husband with divorce papers anymore. Just saying. All right, we'll ask about the missing jewelry.
Can you remember what jewelry she was wearing?
She had a necklace. Some kind of religious thing, I think. The temp guy would have more of an idea. She took the beer he served her and cried into it all night.
What time did she leave?
Can't say for sure.
Yeah, the way he looked giving that answer gave me a lot of doubts, and he's pursing his lips. I'm gonna go bad cop here.
Where did she go? Give me something or the LAPD will start getting interested in this place.
Take it easy. She wanted a cab, okay? And my phone was out of order. The closest one I knew was at the fruit market across the street, so I suggested she try that. She seemed reluctant.
Probably because she knew the guy there was running his eyes all over her. All right, we'll ask about the movements of the victim.
Did Antonia say where she was going when she left?
She said she was going to serve the papers on the husband. Said that would take the smile off his face. If you ask me, she was scared. And the drink was for Dutch courage.
As I postulated earlier, we're going to go good cop here.
She attract any interest?
An extremely drunk young woman? What do you think? She managed to scare them off, though.
Yeah, 'cause she was crazy.
Big help.
No problem. Hey, get the guy, will you?
We'll do our best. One last question. What size shoe do you take, Mr. Aguilar?
A broad 9. I have wide feet.
All right. As much as I'd love to hang out here,
My eggs were running.
where is the fruit market? It's supposed to be just across the street. There it is right there, just picked. See if I can run across the street without getting hit by a car. All right.
The handbag was left just up there, overlooking the market.
Could have come here from the start, saved ourselves a day's legwork.
I got a call back for that universal phone line.
LAPD, Detective Phelps and Galloway.
Clem Feeney, what can I do for you?
Did you happen to see a young woman last night? 21 years old, Hispanic?
Sure, she came by last night. Why do you ask?
All right, we'll ask about her distinctive necklace.
She was wearing a necklace?
I didn't notice.
You weren't paying attention, Feeney?
Hey, you're getting the wrong idea.
As he looks down and around, we're going to go bad cop.
Exactly how much fruit do you sell here after midnight, Clem?
Look, not much. I sell the odd bottle on the side to the after-hours crowd. Look, I don't want any trouble. I'm just trying to make a buck.
All right, so he's illegally dispensing alcohol. Let's ask about contact with the victim.
The young lady arrived around midnight?
Yeah, something like that. Used the phone for a cab and then left.
And again, immediately looking around.
You already knew Mrs. Maldonado, didn't you, Clem?
Sure, I met her before. She seemed like a nice lady. Her husband went apeshit one day when he caught me talking to her. She had me back until last night.
All right, we'll ask about the movements of the victim.
Where did she go from here?
She wanted a cab, but I couldn't get her one. I was about to offer to drive her, but a car pulled up and she got into that.
All right, now here he's looking right at us.
Can you describe the car?
Brown Ford Coupe, I think. She seemed to know the guy.
Do you mind if we look around?
Why would you want to do that?
Because we say so.
I guess you can. Hey, don't you have to get a court order or something? I have rights.
Clem?
Shh. Back in those days, you don't. Look at these green, gold-handled green doors here. Let's go look in here. The odd bottle.
No wonder he stays open late at night. People have to get their vitamins. Check through this stuff before we get back out there.
Rusty, don't sample too much. All right. Was that a cigar? Tire iron? Oh, that's a knife.
Why cut someone who was already dead?
It's a typical power thing. Once the stiff is dead, the creep usually feels they can do whatever they like. Must have seen it during the war.
Did you note it says apprehend Clem Feeney, so we're going to have to arrest him now? All right. So what else is over here?
So what are we hiding in here? This thing needs a combination.
You remember that note we found? I want to say it was 253. So that's that. Her religious necklace. Ephesians 5:22. Wives, submit to your husbands as to the Lord. For the husband in the head of the wife, as Christ is in the head of the church, his body of which he is the Savior. Well, how quaint. And that is probably Jesus's mom. I think her name is Mary. And of course, some praying hands. All right. Well, I think that's everything.
This fruit skull punk gets about 10 seconds to explain before I pull his fucking arms off. Clem!
Oh boy. It's a good thing Rusty moved the car over here.
God damn it, get after him, Cole. I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck. We should have grabbed him when we had the chance, Phelps.
When we had the chance, we didn't know he was our guy. Strange that he'd leave a trail of blood right back to his own market.
Maybe he wanted to be caught. A lot of them do.
Oh gosh.
It's almost too perfect, isn't it?
There's no such thing as too perfect. Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back in close. Hit him, Cole. Spin him out. Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires. Hit it. Clean this asshole off the road.
That lady is lucky to be alive.
You're a sick man, Clem. You need help.
Outstanding job on this case, gentlemen. The poor woman can now rest in peace. I'll pay the fiend a personal visit myself and remind him that crime in this city does not go unpunished. When they finish with him at the receiving hospital, we'll have him up before the grand jury. I have a meeting this afternoon with the mayor lads. I'll be sure to mention your names. Now, on your way.
I think Captain Donnelly likes to beat the prisoners. And then I also think he's going to unload all this booze into his personal collection. Oh, the good old days. All right, we've recovered from last case where we only got 4 stars. Here we got 5 stars. Given the size of Clem's stash, it was a wonder you didn't catch him red-handed at the El Dorado. Well, maybe I was just oblivious and missed that. Anyway, that is the silk stocking murder. Do I think Clem killed that lady? No, of course not. I think the werewolf did. Anyway, if you enjoyed it, hit that like button. And you can always subscribe. I will see you next time on LA Noire. Thanks, everybody.